Alright, so today we have a High Elf vs Chaos game coming in. First, looking at Techless, he has a fairly kitted out ability set, which does make him pretty expensive and generally not worth it unless you are using all of those abilities. On the Chaos side, we see a Chaos Sorcerer of Death coming in with much fewer abilities, just Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna, with Kolek having his Lightning Bolt and extra melee damage ability. Starting off on the skirmish phase, the High Elves are going to be bringing in their Reaver Archers to pressure these Chaos Warrior Great Weapons, which does draw in the Marauder Horsemen onto the flank. But is it really worth pushing back the Illyrian Reavers? Because if we look over here, the fact that the Horsemen aren't around means that the Dragon is going to get a full breath attack on Kolek, bringing it up to about 600 gold value. The Spirit Leech from the Chaos Sorcerer does drop on the Dragon, which gets a nice 250 value, but definitely not a big enough swing compared to that initial trade. The Sorcerer 2 actually miscast, which is a bit of a sign that this player possibly overcast instead of normal casting Spirit Leech, and it only gives extra range, not extra damage. A misplay too on the High Elf side. These Sword Masters of Hoarth are being blocked by these spears because the spears did not retreat backwards when the Sword Masters charged. This means that their value is being severely blunted, and that means that they're going to have a fairly low battlefield effect until they can actually separate from the other High Elf unit. Chaos Lances, I believe, nope, just normal Chaos Knights do manage to dive in on some archers though, which is fairly nice, and Kolek comes in to attack the, what is this, a Star Dragon. But he does get netted again. There is no support to really defend him at this point, especially with the infantry routing, and the Dragon is going to get another very solid breath attack. Basically directly head on, maybe one or two misses on the breath, means it's only 500 gold damage this time, but still definitely quite significant. Enfeebling Foe is also going to be dropping in on top of Kolek. This does reduce his stats quite severely, melee defense and attack, and that will keep the Star Dragon alive to continue getting its damage in. Chaos Knights do come into support, but they do get blocked by the Sword Masters of Hoarth, and the Star Dragon is going to be routing off Kolek. Meanwhile, on the flanks, the Silverin Guard are holding quite well. They won't really be falling anytime soon, and this allows the center skirmish to go more or less uncontested. With Kolek running for the hills, the High Elves are going to take the victory. And there we go. So, taking a look at the values of the different units, the Chaos Knights didn't do very much, and the Marauder Horsemen, although they got decent value, they were not preventing the thousands of gold that the Star Dragon managed to pull in, taking out Kolek. As for Techless, his debuffs and nets were very important to the game, and looking at the Sword Masters of Hoarth, although they did well by the end of the battle, they definitely could have been a little bit more efficient.